Well, I hate to say it, but the crap is now literally hitting the fan as Nancy Pelosi arrives in Taiwan, which has completely infuriated the Chinese Communist Party. Right now, we have all sides preparing, from Russia to China to Taiwan to even us right here in the United States of America. There are talks of a Chinese attack and even the potential for World War III. Like I said, crap's about to go down, and all eyes are watching Nancy Pelosi in Taiwan. But before I get into the report, as a quick reminder, check out my partner at noblegoldinvestments.com. The reason I partnered with them is because of everything that is happening with the economy. And as you know, we are literally on the brink of World War III, if you will. And God, I pray against it every day. But right now, you want to make sure that your profile is diversified because you don't know what's going to happen to the dollar. So make sure you give them a call today at 1-877-646-5347 and talk to one of their people there about converting your profile. And right now, you get this 1/10 ounce gold coin with any approved plan. All right, so let's dive into what on earth is going on, because tensions are rising all over the globe, but specifically with nuclear powers from China to Russia to the United States. And by the way, there is some pretty profound and downright terrifying prophecies about a dual invasion that comes from China first and Russia while we have our eyes focused on China. It's a Dmitry Duduman prophecy, and God, I hope that none of that happens. But either way, tensions are now rising, and we've got some real problems here in the United States. Take a look first at what China has told Nancy Pelosi about going to Taiwan. Take a look. NewYorkPost.com. China says that they will not sit idly by as new report claims Pelosi will visit Taiwan. And as you know, she has now landed in Taiwan. Here's another one. I'm just going backwards to go forward. DailyMail.co.uk. Chinese tanks have also flooded the beaches opposite Taiwan as Pelosi government jet enters Taipei airspace. Beijing warns America will pay price for undermining Chinese sovereignty, security interests as 4 U.S. warships lie off island's east coast. So we've got warships coming up from the U.S. We have tanks flooding in from China. We also have that they won't sit idly by. We also have this article also on Daily Mail. Let her go to Taiwan, but pray for her. Chinese state media sends grim warning to Senator Pelosi, and Red Army has even released video of missile strikes ahead of trip, which tomorrow night is now today, Tuesday, as Taipei says prepare for war and cancels military leave. We also have this article, American Military News. Chinese military releases war video ahead of Pelosi visit. We also have preparation from Taiwan. This is townhall.com. Taiwan reportedly prepares for war ahead of expedited Pelosi visit. Not just Taiwan, we're also getting ready here in the U.S. and around. U.S. deploys ships and planes near Taiwan as Pelosi eyes visit. And of course, Russia has to hone in on the action. And here we go, insiderpaper.com. Russia condemns potential Pelosi visit, which she's already there, to Taiwan as a provocation. So lots of things happened before Nancy Pelosi arrived. Well, she has just arrived Tuesday morning at around 10 something this morning, I believe. But take a look here, the NewYorkPost.com. Pelosi arrives in Taiwan and defying Chinese threats and U.S. military warning. The article goes on to state, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and a Democratic congressional delegation landed in Taiwan on Tuesday following through a visit that brought condemnation and threats from China and could sever already strained relationships between Washington and Beijing. Upon arrival of Pelosi in Taipei around 10:45 p.m. local time, she became the highest-ranking U.S. elected official to travel to the island nation since then House Speaker Newt Gingrich in 1997. She was seen exiting the plane known as SPAR-19, wearing a pink suit and a black face mask. Shortly after, she and the delegation appeared to pose for a photo with officials on the tarmac. You can see some of those photos here just so you can get an overall picture, but there she is in her little pink suit and mask, if you will. All right, but that said, we have Nancy Pelosi arriving in Taiwan. We have the Chinese government threatening everything from not sitting idly by to shooting down her plane to who knows what they're going to do. And there's lots of speculations, but so far, China has responded. I'm going to show their response in just a moment. But I want to state this. I believe since our government and Nancy Pelosi decided to fly and go to Taiwan and made a big announcement about it on the mainstream media, we now obviously have to do it. I agree she should have went. However, the question therein lies, should they have made a big skeptical about it in the first place? Should she have even gone? That's the question that one should really be asking. But since they did it, because the Biden administration is purposefully destroying the United States, and I'm going to make the case for that at the end of this video, because I believe that this plays into it. Because here's the thing, he has been pro-China this whole time, dropping tariffs, sending oil, and the whole 9 yards, and suddenly we're talking about war and sending Nancy Pelosi as a provocateur there. Why even make the trip in the first place? Again, unless you're out to destroy the United States, why do such things? But I'll expand on that in a moment. But bottom line, how is China now responding? Because I certainly do not want war with a nuclear power, and I certainly do not want a war with China. I don't want war at all. War is never good. But here's how they have responded so far after all the threats. They have responded this morning to her landing. Here we are. China reacts to Pelosi landing in Taiwan. The U.S. House Speaker visit is a violation, they say, of the One China policy and the country's sovereignty, Beijing says. And here's what they say, and I quote, "This is a serious violation of the One China principle and the provisions of the Three China-U.S. Joint Communique. It has a severe impact on the political foundation of the China-U.S. relations and seriously infringes upon China's sovereignty and territorial integrity," the Chinese foreign minister said in a statement. The visit of the top official undermines peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait and sends a serious wrong signal to the separatist forces for Taiwan independence, the ministry added, urging Washington not to go further down the wrong and dangerous path. Now, that's not the only response. Take a look here at AmericanMilitaryNews.com. Reports Chinese fighter jets headed to Taiwan Strait just as Nancy Pelosi lands. It goes on to state, Chinese fighter jets were reportedly flying towards Taiwan on Tuesday as House Speaker Nancy Pelosi arrived in Taipei. It states Chinese state-run CGTN news channel reported Su-35 fighter jets were crossing the Taiwan Strait at around 10:20 p.m. local time, around 10:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The report came around the same time Pelosi landed in Taipei. On the Chinese social media app Weibo, the state-run CCTV military account also reported Chinese Su-35 fighter jets were crossing the Taiwan Strait. So here we have jets coming over close and flying close by as Nancy Pelosi lands. And they're headed right there to the Taiwan Strait. Now, I'm going to keep you informed on what's going on. But around all of this same time, something else also happened that you need to be aware of. Just before Nancy Pelosi landed, there was a cyber attack. Take a look at NewYorkTimes.com. A cyber attack crashes the website of Taiwan's presidential office just hours before Pelosi's visit. So obviously, things are getting tense. Things are happening. We don't really know how exactly there's going to be a response from China at this point. At least they have threatened one. They've got their military buildup. They've got planes flying over. They've got people making statements, specifically their Chinese foreign minister making statements there against Pelosi and all of that. And to top it all off, one little thing that I want to add to the puzzle is here in the United States, we have drills being run, specifically, I believe, in Philadelphia. Drills are being practiced in the event of some kind of nuclear war or some kind of attack on the homeland. Now, I obviously believe we should be running these drills, but it just so and it's a yearly drill. They do it every year, I believe, or they have for the past couple of years. But either way, it's downright chilling, the timing of it all. But take a look here. And this is on ABC.com, ABC6. Full-scale training exercise take place at several locations across Philadelphia. Here's the actual combat exercise. Combat engineers participate in Defense Urban Terrain Exercise in Philadelphia 2022. I believe New York, there that word is again. Get to restrictedrepublic.com. You want to know what's really going on with New York? I put a big report out today. You're going to want to check it out. Alert, New York preparing for the apocalypse. Days later, Iran threatens to nuke it. Check that out on restrictedrepublic.com. Use the coupon code FJB to get your half off the entire first year, getting it for $3.99 per month for the entire first year. But get to restrictedrepublic.com to check that out. But I digress. There is this exercise taking place in Philadelphia, in New York as well. But it's basically preparing and doing exercise in the event of some kind of America's worst day. But it's interesting, the timing on this. And I believe it was done at least the prior year. I don't know. And let me rephrase my earlier statement. I don't know if it was done every year prior to that, but I believe it was also done in 2021. Beyond that, I haven't had the time to look into it. I can find it pretty easy. But for now, for the sake of this broadcast, I know 2021 and 2022. Either way, here's something else I kind of want to throw at you. And I said in the beginning of this report, what the hell is Biden doing? Biden, so far, has said, yeah, we'll protect Taiwan. And then his White House comes out and one of his cabinet members came out recently and said, no, we're not going to interfere at all. So there seems to be this contradicting statement. Either way, Biden has been really friendly with China, maybe because of all the dealings with him and his son. I don't know. It's just hypothetical. I digress. Either way, he has been very friendly to China. So one has to ask, why is he trying to provoke China right now with Nancy Pelosi? Good question. I have an answer to that. Take a look at some of the friendliness he has done with China over the past year. FoxNews.com, Biden DOJ ended national security initiative aimed at countering Chinese spying, by the way, amid complaints about bias. Let's just X their spying, not pay attention. We're just going to let China spy. Breitbart News, Joe Biden eliminates U.S. tariffs on more than 315 Chinese-made products. Let's just, hey, get rid of those tariffs. Let's just help China out. Biden sells our oil to China from the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserves. There's a lot more that he has done for China. Those are three of the biggest things. Let's just give, our oil reserves that we're supposed to save in the event of an emergency to China. Meanwhile, he sends Nancy Pelosi, or basically says, yeah, it's okay if you go Nancy Pelosi over to Taiwan, and basically provoking war. It seems to be contradictory. On one aspect, you're very friendly to China, and on the next, it's like you want to go to war. Which is it? Oh, I get it. The only reason you would do both, in my opinion, is if you're completely hell-bent on destroying your own country. Well, there it is. There really is no other answer. Please enlighten me. Maybe there's another answer I'm missing. I'd love to hear it. But the fact of the matter is, let's just sell everything we got. Let's, be goody-goody. And yeah, let's just go to war. Why not? I can't see any other option other than he's hell-bent on destroying the United States of America. We got to impeach this guy. Like, seriously. It's the 90 miles an hour into hell crapshoot. I hate to say it. Anyhow, I'd love to get your thoughts, comments, and concerns. I know tensions are rising. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know what China's going to do, but I'm keeping an eye on it. And this is such a new topic. We could be getting more information at the reporting of this video. So I'm reporting what I have thus far. Love you all. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.